Welcome back to Star Wars Nerds Unite, a Star Wars podcast focused on the new canon coming out of the Disney acquisition of Lucasfilm. Joining me as always, I'm Tim VanAutreve, the host. Joining me as always are Josh, the Tosh, internet super famous even, Mason.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome back.
There's a dark shadow on this side of the table.
I know. I reorganized the Nerds Unite podcast studio a little bit, and I'm still getting the light worked out. Josh is criticizing.
There's a shadow.
It's the first thing he has to say. Also, as always, almost always, Jennifer VanAutreve. Hello.
Less always. You also got
Hello.
rid of
The little things that you play with.
No, wasn't there like a
There used to be
cabinet mat thing?
It used to be a yoga mat sitting on here, but that's been gone for a long time.
Yeah. I put that on there because you bang around and you slide your hand across the table and you make a ton of noise.
I can't handle when there's dirt and stuff on tables.
Oh, yeah.
Cleaning isn't his strong suit.
Yeah. Well, okay. Good. I'm glad we're focused. Today we're going to be talking about Star Wars Rebels. What episode was it?
I think it's episode 6.
No, it's 5. Last Battle.
We're
is what
way
it's called.
behind.
We are way behind, and a lot of that has to do with me and my
Well,
finger.
we had Thanksgiving
and all kinds of things. Episode 5, The Last Battle.
Are they just gonna cut your finger off?
No, it's the difference.
He's had several finger surgeries
yes
in the past
last
3 months, and it's hopefully
this
getting better, and this
last
is the
one.
last time.
Yeah, it looks better today. Up until a couple days ago, I thought I was gonna have to.
What has
Get cut
each
off.
subsequent surgery done?
So the first one, I had a broken finger, and the ligament
Right.
came off of the bone.
Right.
So
So
the
they
next
reattached
one, they put an anchor in, a metal anchor into the bone.
Yeah.
It wasn't metal. It was some other piece, but whatever. They put an anchor in the bone to put the ligament back on, so it stabilized the joint, right?
Mhm.
And the incision healed along the side of the finger, but it healed, and the sutures that were holding in the anchor were coming out of the wound, the external wound. So he cut it open and cut those sutures out, and then it healed back up, and then another one came out because he didn't get them all. So I had to go back under, and he went way in and made sure he cut them all out.
And he took out a lot more skin.
Yeah,
And now
my
his
finger looks
finger
all
is
jacked up.
Super-
deformed,
yeah.
worse than yours.
I don't think that's possible.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, it's not bent
I
like
don't have
yours.
a kinky pinky.
But now he has this finger, his middle finger is permanently deformed because they had a splint on it. Look at how his finger bends. That is nasty. Look at that.
It's not that weird.
It is very weird.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's not as weird as your weird pinky, but it's weird. It's not normal like it was.
Whatever.
Everybody,
Anyway,
by the time they die, has at least one deformed finger.
Oh,
It's impossible.
well, I guess you can die now, Tim.
yeah, I guess so.
You've hit all your life goals.
But yeah, we've been busy. I have had to work a lot, and Jenny's in school, and people have kids and lives. So I'm sorry that we have not been putting episodes out as regularly as we were. I'm sure we'll be back on pace here soon, but probably not yet, to be truthful.
I have to take my final today, and then I have no school for almost 1 month, and that's the biggest break I get all year.
So you're
So
gonna be
I can put out an
recording
episode
solo eps.
Solo
every
episode.
day.
Are you
I'm just
going
gonna
to?
be pumping them out.
We're gonna get letters. People are gonna be clamoring.
No, I could if you guys were available every day. I'm available.
You want to talk about the episode, the Star Wars Rebels episode?
Yep.
All right, go ahead. Break it down. What happened in this episode?
You did.
Josh.
No, it was Jenny.
Go ahead, Josh. I know
No,
you want
Jenny.
to talk about it.
We're not going to fight over it. Jenny's just going to do it.
I don't remember the beginning. Like,
They're looking for proton bombs.
Okay.
They've been looking for proton bombs for
What's a proton bomb?
some type of armament.
What's an armament?
A bomb, an explosive, a weapon.
Okay, so why do they think they go to this planet or something?
They go to a
like
planet that
like
was
a search mission.
battle site, and Rex, one of his sources, thinks that there's leftover stuff from the
Munitions.
war.
Oh, okay. So they get to this place to search for these photo bombs.
Proton bomb.
Gosh.
And it's Rex and Zeb, Ezra and Kanan
and Chopper.
and Chopper, and
They take the Phantom.
they take the Phantom, and there are those
But actually,
little
isn't the Phantom already blowed up?
Yeah.
I screwed up. Sorry. I derailed you and I screwed up.
no, it's not.
No, it's not the Phantom.
It's the Phantom in this one
It's
still.
not the
No,
Phantom.
the Phantom got blown up a couple episodes ago.
Oh, okay. I thought it got blown up in this one. Sorry. So they
Get dropped off.
They get dropped off, and they're searching around, and they have. What are you watching?
Dota 2.
Yeah, of course he's watching Dota 2 while we're podcasting.
That's like a normal guy. I thought that was like a video game.
It is a video game.
Okay. So they're. Anyway, there's droids there. Those little.
You don't have to watch.
It's distracting. It's those separatist things that go Roger, Roger all the time. Battle droids. And they thought they were like all wiped out, but it turns out that the leader of this group of battle droids that's on this planet reprogrammed them. What were they? They were programmed to like destroy themselves or to shut down after Order 66 or
Well,
something?
as part of Order 66, they sent a shutdown command to all the droids.
Okay, so the leader of these battle droids like
Prevented
somehow.
that. They don't
order.
explain. They just say
So
he
he just
figured it out.
He figured out on his own that the war was not over and he wasn't going to let them end it. So they've been there on this planet this whole time, and they are still in the same mindset as when Order 66 went through. They don't really seem to know anything about what's going on since then, and they're still trying to kill all of the...
They know that the war is pretty much over, but it's not over to them.
Yeah, but...
Well, they're still programmed to have the victory be the goal or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the battle droid commander is B1268, and isn't he the same one that they showed a bunch of times in?
Well, it's the same model.
Same model, but not
those
necessarily
commander
the same one.
droids. There's lots of them
Where did they show him?
in Clone Wars.
Yeah, in Clone Wars.
Oh.
And previously there was. Remember they used the head of one
Yeah.
to find Rex.
Yep.
So this whole thing kind of messes with Rex a lot. It puts him back. And like that's why I was thinking that Kanan wasn't there, because you'd think he'd be a lot more torn up about it.
No, Kanan was there.
Yeah.
Kanan didn't fight in the Clone Wars.
Yes, he did.
No, but he lost.
He got.
He lost Ginkgo.
He went out
Yes,
and then
yes, he did. He definitely fought in the Clone Wars.
He didn't really fight in the Clone Wars. He fought a couple battles, 2 battles, not even 2.
That were what?
I meant Order 66, and
What war were
the Clone
those?
War.
Okay, so he totally did fight in the Clone Wars.
He literally did. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Jeez.
He's not as seasoned as Rex.
so Ezra doesn't know anything about it. So it's a good way for them to explain kind of like what it's like they're explaining the history to Ezra and other people that might not know what happened.
Did you drop the mood lighting?
Yeah, I turned it down. It's a little harsh.
Okay.
Right above our heads. I haven't gotten a lampshade that fits
Yeah.
the rooster yet.
Yeah. He'd set the mood lighting.
Oh, yeah. Our whole house is filled with those hue lighting things.
It's not
and
just that. I use Lutron too.
what's the difference?
The light switches. I
Who makes
actually
them?
like those better. There's like lamps. The hue light bulbs make more sense, but if you already have light switches, then you should just switch out the light switch with a Lutron dimmer.
If you have dimmer compatible bulbs.
Well, you buy LED
Right.
dimmable bulbs, and then you're all good.
Right.
So you don't need to have all these hue bulbs. You could
They're
have just bought...
different solutions
Yeah.
to the same problem.
Yeah, and when I first started buying all the home automation stuff, I started with the hue bulbs because it was an easy entry point.
Right.
As I used them, I learned where it was smarter to put those in versus where it was smarter to put in light switches.
Right.
Like here, the recording studio, this is the absolute perfect use case for the bulbs because there was no light switch. There's just outlets and lamps. So I put in one of the hue light switches, and now I just hit a button and all the lights come on.
Mm-hmm. But
Or-
why are they a separate brand? Why doesn't Hue have the light switches also?
Because they
They
didn't
focused on
build,
different solutions.
in wall.
But they work
switches.
together.
No,
Not well.
not exactly. They work in HomeKit, which is the unifying piece. So I can launch the home app and control all of the things at the same time.
Right. It's like if one of your kids only spoke Spanish and one only spoke German, but you spoke both Spanish and German.
Right.
You could control both of your kids, but they can't control each other.
What does the control part have to do? You mean communicate?
They can't do anything.
Your mindset on things is so crazy. Anyways,
So they were captured by the droids.
so they were captured by the droids. Rex is like post-traumatic stress disordering out in this episode a little bit. Zeb kind of isn't too...
He's the bait. The whole episode,
Yeah,
he's the bait.
he's not too involved, though, much. And then Ezra, like I said, is just kind of clueless about the whole thing. And so that's a good way for them to, like, re-explain what happened. And they end up working together.
Well, the original
with-
premise is the droid wants to have a fight.
the droid wants them
Yeah, he wants to
finish it.
prove that he can win a battle, and thus, in his weird
Win the war.
warped brain, win the war.
But eventually Ezra convinces him that they are on the same side. They're both against the Empire because the whole war was set up with everybody losing except the Empire, and they were never going to win no matter what. So then they kind of work together.
Yeah, Ezra makes the realization that we watching the movies knew the whole time, but the people actually in it didn't fully comprehend that Palpatine was running both sides, and they were set up to lose no matter what.
Right.
And so really the Separatists were the rebels, and they were their own people. And
The clones were as well.
Yeah, they were.
They have a mutual enemy.
Right. So now they're gonna fight.
I like when what is the robot's name?
B1268.
He's like, I accept your logic. He's very
It reminded me of you.
yeah.
Sorry.
He's
Not you, Jenny.
No.
he's
He's a computer.
I guess he's a
droid.
computer. But he doesn't have any of he's not the kind of droid that's got the personality
No.
and that's funny. He's the straight logistical
Yeah.
calculating.
Closer to a computer.
And there's a
than
lot of
person.
times when he actually gives them, this is your percent of surviving this and da 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 da. And
Yeah, he sets up this war game scenario where he basically has them try to rescue Zeb as if it was a normal Jedi fight, and he's had all this time to analyze all the Clone Wars battles and how the Jedi acted, and they'd split up, and he sent all of his Roger B1 droids out and to try to stop them, and of course the rebels get in, but it's like they would have lost if not for the fact that the B1 droids malfunctioned because they are so old and they haven't had proper maintenance. So really the rebels would have lost, and that's how they start that dialogue where Ezra talks about how they are on the same side, basically.
Right.
Then the Empire shows up.
Because the battle droid sent a message asking for reinforcements or something, and the Empire intercepts it.
Oh, I didn't realize how they came, but
That's how.
so yeah, they come and they end up fighting together.
Against the Empire.
Right. I was kind of surprised that B1 commander droid didn't join up with the rebels. I was half expecting the rebels to get some of those battle droid troops.
I'm sure we'll see him again.
Are you?
Yeah, he flew off into the galaxy.
That'd be cool.
But they end up escaping with one of the separatist ships that just so happens to fit inside the
Perfectly.
in the Ghost Phantom.
so this is their
they call
Phantom
it- this is
2.
the-
New
Phantom 2.
Yeah.
So
That's what happened.
that is what happened.
It was the last battle of the Clone Wars.
It's interesting to me that Ezra is the one that makes all these realizations, but he's just a stupid kid. So why is he the one that's actually...
He wasn't in it because he's an outsider. Like everybody else was besides Zeb, they're so emotionally involved and they grew up on a certain side and fought. I mean, they're
Zeb
not going to
didn't,
be the one. I know, I said except Zeb. They're not going to be all of a sudden like clean slate. Let me look at this,
This
from all
passionately,
angles.
yeah. I guess that sort of makes sense. Rex was... it was nice to see Rex with his helmet on.
Hey, and then he was kind of like flashing back almost, and he was calling out names, and he said something about Cody. And
No, he just said Commander.
No, he said
No,
the
he
name
said Cody.
Cody. Yeah,
Mm.
and I can't remember who Cody is.
He's another he's called Commander Cody. He was Kenobi's highest ranking clone, whereas Rex was
Okay.
Anakin's highest ranking clone.
Okay. I knew I heard it before, but I couldn't remember who he was. Yeah, he called him out. He thought somebody was him for a second.
I remember when he said Commander to Kanan because he called
Yeah.
Anakin Commander.
He was like,
yeah,
he
but
went
he
back.
did say Cody.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
Yeah.
That's really all that happens. It's
It
not
was-
that complex of an episode.
I like those battle droids. They're funny. They were like, we got a prisoner. Yay! Like
In small doses,
they were
they're
like,
funny.
They're like, it's the first time in a long time.
I like the droids. I always like the droids.
They're two.
Oh, there was funny when they're always like, Roger, Roger. Everybody knows that. But Ezra, like, completely never seen them before. He's like, who's Roger?
Yeah.
I wanted to know what it meant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this episode didn't seem all that important. What actually moved forward besides...
They got a new Phantom.
Okay.
And now there's this rogue droid commander out in the galaxy.
Is that where the droid Gatra came from?
Maybe.
Oh, I bet it is. The one they talk about in Tarkin. I bet it is.
It kind of looks like the one that's in Rogue One. Is that the same kind of? Oh.
It doesn't look at all like
The black one?
one.
They're both black.
K2SO.
So the one in the episode was green.
Green?
Yeah.
I thought it was black.
Uh-uh.
It looked black to me.
He has ornate golden paint on him too.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
he painted himself up.
You don't have... I'm just going to put up
Well, I don't know what Dota is. I just see moving.
It's a video game. It's the greatest video game.
Okay.
And this is a tournament.
I thought WoW was the greatest video game.
No, WoW is the greatest MMO. Not the greatest video game.
Okay. So we are going to
We have to rate the episode.
rate the episode, and then we're going to read some fan feedback.
I would give it a 7.5.
Okay.
3 out of 4 stars.
Jenny?
3 out of 4.
It's the equivalent of 3 out of 4. Yeah. 3 divided by 4 is
What was your
0.75.
lightsaber rating?
7.5.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that part. I just heard you say. I didn't hear that part.
She's watching Dota videos too.
I was reading an alert I got. And then
Alert.
I thought you were trying to change the system
Alert.
like you did when you
Your favorite blush is 3% off. Today only.
Oh, dude, she has been spending so much money on herself lately.
well, there was a lot of sales for Black Friday and stuff.
Sales.
When you tried to change our ending with the sign off for a while, I thought that's what you were doing when you said 3 out of 4.
No.
I was like, oh my God.
No, I'm not.
I'll give it an 8.
I'm going to go 7 lightsabers. It was entertaining, but it
Was entertaining, but it didn't move the story forward
I
very
didn't
much.
feel like it did. Okay, so we're going to move on to fan feedback. If you want to be read on the air after a 3-week delay, then
We should, before we do fan feedback, we should say that we have our tickets to Rogue One.
yeah,
We're going to the Grand Prairie Carmike
rave.
18 Rave Motion Pictures Theater of Doom.
IMAX.
We're doing IMAX 3D, 7 p.m. showing.
Yep, we'll be there
And-
all day.
It may or may not be sold out. I don't know. I've read that it's the second highest number of ticket pre-orders in the history of ticket pre-orders, only
So-
to
and it's
The Force
on-
Awakens.
Thursday, December 15th.
Yeah,
Right?
at 7 p.m.
Okay. I got to put it on my calendar because I keep forgetting. Is it on the 16th? Is it on the 15th? Because it says everywhere it's coming out on the 16th.
Because it is.
But we're watching it on the 15th. So
Correct.
it just keeps messing with me.
It's the same thing with every movie ever.
Not every movie ever comes out at 7 p.m. the day before.
Since
That is not a
maybe,
thing.
5 years ago?
Not
This is
every movie
only
does.
big, huge movies
Only-
like this.
Only dork
Yeah, like
movies.
Twilight.
And only like 2 years ago. This only started this weird. I've only seen this 7 p.m. thing with
No.
Star Wars
No,
because usually
no.
if it comes out the
No.
day before, usually it's a midnight movie.
No.
No, not anymore. They
That
stopped
changed
that.
like 5 or 6 years ago.
It stopped like shortly after. It was one of the Harry Potters.
shootings. No, it was after the Batman thing.
Was it?
Yeah.
What Batman thing?
Where the guy went and shot up the theater.
Yeah.
That's what changed it?
It's one of the reasons.
Why?
Because it's safer to do stuff in the middle of the day than it is in the middle of the night. So anyways, they've been doing this for a while. Maybe my guess is 5 years. It's how long it's been.
That's because you're getting old. I think it was more than that.
Maybe.
It's around then. So we're going to do letters. We got a really long one from Lady Meg. Here we go. Wow, this letter got long.
You already read this.
On the podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you did.
you did.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay.
Is it the one where she says don't read it on air? Because
It's so long.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did this one last
Okay.
time.
Let's not read it.
All right. So
Don't read it on air
When-
unless you're going to read it twice.
when was the last time we recorded?
I have no
What was
idea.
the date that we posted the episode?
Yeah.
November 13th.
Almost a month ago.
Oh my gosh. It's like we've gotten so big we're like those other guys
divas.
that only do it once a month.
Yeah, we did do that. Okay. So here we go. Linda Levin. This definitely was not read.
Correct.
I haven't had time or money to catch up on any Star Wars EU stuff lately due to moving and going back to school. She's going to be a rocket scientist.
Yeah.
But I'm finally getting back into it now that Rogue One is getting closer. I listened to your podcast on Aftermath Life Debt the other day. I decided to skip reading it because of how much I hated Aftermath. It's not a bad decision there, Linda.
Yeah.
And I ain't got time for that. I'm glad to hear this one was a little better, but honestly, I don't particularly care for the characters in this story. Well, the main plot line, anyways, Temin and co. Yeah, I'm totally with her. So I don't know if I'll ever bother reading it. I agree they definitely marketed as being about Han and Chewie liberating Kashyyyk, and I'm pretty disappointed that was such a small part of the book. Did you ever release Josh's Evernote that he made on this book? No, we didn't.
I've tried to put it on Wikipedia and I don't have the ability to. I'm sorry.
We could post it on the website, though.
You could.
I just need to actually do it. Let's see. I think looking over that might help me understand all of what I missed, since it sounds like so much happened, and I still haven't decided if I'll read the third book. I recently found out that my public library is amazing and has just about every Star Wars book out there, plus audiobook versions. That's great.
I'm pretty sure our library has it too.
Our library
audiobook.
has some stuff.
They have a lot of them. Yeah, they don't always get everyone.
I don't feel like our library is very user friendly.
I don't know. I never go.
Some
Megan
of the
goes all the time.
librarians are very mean.
Uh,
They're not very friendly.
Do you go to the 5 Points one or the branch over here?
over here.
Isn't there one in the old post office or something?
No, that's the
There's one in Sunnyland.
There's one in
is what I'm thinking
Sunnyland. The Washington, the old library used to be on Walnut Street, and that's now the
one in 5
city. What do they have there now? It's where you pay your water bill.
Yeah,
City
it's the
Hall
city
or Public Works or
So,
something.
yeah, so we just have the 5 Points one,
Yeah.
and then Sunnyland.
I'm on short waiting lists for Ahsoka Bloodline. She put a capital S at the end just to make Jen happy. Thanks a lot.
No,
Make me happy. You guys are the ones that
you're
always
the one
fight
that's
about it.
against it. Yeah,
It's because it's actually called Bloodline.
whatever. It's Bloodlines.
Okay.
I just always say it wrong by accident. I don't really care.
And Tarkin audiobooks right now. See, and that's why I haven't typically borrowed stuff from the library like that, because as soon as it comes out, there's a waiting list, and that makes me crazy.
Yeah.
I'm also hoping to catch up on Rebels sometime within the next week. I'm seriously slacking. Can't wait to listen to you guys talk about all of them, and most importantly, Rouge One. I think she meant Rogue One.
probably.
You think?
The most common.
May the force be with
misspelling on
you,
the face of the earth
Linda.
right now.
P.S. The Star Wars soundtrack is great music for studying for midterms, and emailing your favorite Star Wars fans is a great study break. Well, good. I'm glad we could help out with that. Any way we can help you become a rocket scientist, I'm into.
As long as we get a ride on the rocket.
I don't know. I'm kind of a coward. I am excited for Rogue One. I think I'm more excited to podcast about it than I am to actually watch it.
We should go to Steak and Shake afterward and do another immediate.
I don't know that I'm going to be up for a Steak and Shake recording. I think we should just come here and do it.
What?
Whose phone is buzzing?
That's me. I'm sorry. We have a soccer game this afternoon, and everyone's trying to figure out who's going to make it.
Okay.
We've got a letter. Why wouldn't you be up for it? You're going to be all hyped right after the movie.
He's saying that he would rather take the extra 4 minutes to come here.
You mean come here right after the movie?
Yes, so that we get our fresh thoughts and we have a nice clean recording because it's going to be the second biggest downloaded episode we've ever had.
People like the ambiance.
Yeah, though. I know. People, fine, we'll do it.
Our normal fans liked it, but normal
people, they don't like
the normies
ambiance.
Are not going to like it.
All right, whatever.
I don't know.
Here we
I think it adds something.
It doesn't. You're both wrong.
It adds the radio music.
Here we go. This letter is from a new listener. It's a pretty good size one. It challenges Lady Megs. Anthony Michelson. Hold on. Anthony. He says, "Hey guys, I discovered you guys on Spotify 2 weeks ago, and I've already listened to 43 of your podcasts."
That's pretty amazing.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of podcasts.
I gotta say that I'm a fan. I never used to listen to podcasts at work because it is hard to focus on my job, desk work, and listen to people talk at the same time. I have the exact same problem. Like I can barely even listen to music sometimes because I get interrupted so much. But I can't do podcasts because I have to think too much. I can listen to you guys though, and I mean that as a compliment. So I'm not sure how to take that as a compliment, really, because it's almost like you have to be listening to mindless drivel in order to not
I think he likes the sounds.
The sounds of our lovely voices.
Not necessarily the content.
Our awesome radio voices.
Yeah. It's relaxing.
That's
focusing.
Because we do not have radio voices.
I sit next to, kind of close to this guy in my new office. I have like a room with like 12 people in it, and everybody wears headphones a lot of the day. And there's only like a couple older people in my department, and there's this guy, he's probably close to retirement age, and he has like these old school headphones, and he always has it up so loud everyone can hear it. I think he's half deaf, but he's always listening to like sports talk radio or something, and if he's like you can hear it even when they're on his head. If he sets it down, you can hear it like it's just like there's a radio on. It's very loud.
What makes them old school headphones?
They're like
they have an 1/8 inch plug.
They're not like the little earbuds. They're like the over the head black.
That doesn't make them old.
Foam.
These are over the
foam.
ear.
No, they're not like that. They're foam. If you saw them, you'd be like, "Oh my gosh, she's probably been using those for 20 years."
I need a picture. Take a picture.
The old 80s Walkman headphones. The over the ear with the metal bar that goes across your head.
I understand that.
And the like foam.
But they still make stuff like that.
I haven't seen one in the store.
Yeah, you can.
No.
They're like
they don't
$2.
make new ones.
They're all of our when you order like a phone headset, they're all like that. Brand new from Plantronics. With the stupid crappy foam
they've got
cover.
like leather on them.
No,
now.
all of ours are foam. Yeah, those are brand new.
I mean,
those are getting churned out of Taiwan as we speak.
Okay.
I don't know, but his are not newly bought.
Okay. He says, it feels like I'm just listening to friends talk and bicker about Star Wars, which is awesome. I thought I was going to find Josh insufferable at first. We all do. But then I realized you would all take turns filling that role. Only kidding, mostly.
I've been racking my brain trying to figure out
when you've been insufferable.
Yeah, and I just can't figure it out.
I don't know when I have been.
Probably when I was just missing. That's probably when
it was insufferable.
You're most insufferable when you're gone.
I'm just kidding.
I loved Star Wars as a kid, but by the time Revenge of the Sith came out, my enthusiasm had been dampened. I held on to my Star Wars love, but hid it away, never truly embracing my true nerd and love for the Star Wars universe. I didn't read any books or comics or play any of the video games. Then it happened. I heard that Disney bought Lucasfilm and was doing Star Wars again. My mind lit. What does that mean? My
Probably
mind
lit up.
Up. Yeah, okay, it was a typo. My mind lit up at the possibility of having more Star Wars movies out there. But I was also extremely nervous and cautiously optimistic at best that the movies would actually be any good. I think the prequels really did a number on my psyche. Then I saw the first trailer for The Force Awakens and my nerd heart just about exploded. Oh my gosh. I still went to the movie ready to be let down, but it blew me out of the water moment after moment. I literally grabbed the back of my head, sat back, and opened my mouth when Kylo caught the blaster bolt in midair. That movie, along with dating, and now being engaged to another Star Wars fan, really opened me up to this amazing world of Star Wars again. The universe is really just such expansive and rich. Those two things are hard to pull off simultaneously, but it is so cool when it happens. Since the movie, I have poured into lore and legends, watched all of the Clone Wars, and sought out new canon. That is where your podcast has been such a blessing in my Star Wars adventure. I'm able to listen to your synopses and get a rough idea of so much of the new canon material without having to invest hours and hours of energy and time I simply do not have. Some feedback. The longer episodes are totally wizard. The more spoilers and plot discussion, the better. I'd love to hear more reviews of the ideas. It's just so much fun to listen to the other fans talk about their favorite parts of the movie and I am sure there will be enough difference of opinion among you to keep things interesting. Okay. An idea. He says, you should play, if you don't already, and review Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It's a mobile game made by EA and Lucasfilm. I play and it's a ton of fun. Is that
I thought you played it for a while.
Isn't that the one that's like Clash of Clans? Or is that a different one?
I don't know. I thought it was
look at it.
the one where you tapped and did combat, like you moved on a isometric top-down 3D.
I never played that.
I don't know.
I'll have to look into it. Anyway.
I don't play a lot of mobile, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's too busy watching Dota while we're podcasting.
That's right.
Anyway, that's all for now. I look forward to future podcasts. Sincerely, Anthony. What a good letter. Thanks, man. I'm glad that you've enjoyed the podcast.
42 episodes of pent-up
43.
Letter writing.
Yeah. That's good. It's real good.
Does it say where he's from?
No.
It doesn't.
It says he's married.
No.
He's engaged.
That's what I meant.
There's a difference.
All right, there's 3 more letters, but we're going to save those for the next episode.
Okay.
So we're going to sign off, and more episodes coming. We'll have one at least a week from today, for sure. And then we'll try to stay on with
whatever
Christmas.
Today is.
Yeah. Today will be today. Today will be today. All right. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
Did you hear that? We're doomed.
This podcast is a part of the BenView Network.
You can find this and other podcasts like it at BenViewNetwork.com.